Tomorrow, you roll over, grab your phone, and boom, your business made money while you were fast asleep. No annoying alarm clock, no bumper-to-bumper commute, no boss messaging you at the crack of dawn, just revenue rolling in while you literally did nothing. Sounds absolutely amazing, doesn't it? I mean, it is the ultimate internet dream that every guy leaning against a rented Lamborghini tries to sell us. But as we're gonna see today, the reality of pulling this off, it is wildly misunderstood.
So, you gotta wonder, how do people actually do it? How do they pull off this magic trick of making $5,000 a day while they're off in dreamland? We see these crazy claims all over our feeds, right? But what are the actual mechanics behind the scenes? Well, here's the little detail those guys usually leave out when they're selling you the dream. You don't make that kind of cash by just taking a nap. You make it by building something that keeps working for you, long after you've logged off.
Okay, quick reality check time. $5,000 a day, that works out to roughly $150,000 a month. Yeah, that is not pocket change. So here's the absolutely crucial takeaway. If someone online promises you can go from 0 to 5 grand a day by next Tuesday using some secret website or a magic AI tool or a push-button app, literally run the other way. Serious, life-changing income requires serious architecture. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're gonna cover the passive income myth, building the active foundation, the power of leverage, digital assets and audiences, the wealth building roadmap, and finally, the reality of freedom. Let's get to it.
Starting with part 1, the passive income myth, and debunking that elusive magic button.
You know, there is this massive gap between what's marketed to us and what actually works in the real world. On one hand, you have the fake gurus promising the moon, secret websites, push-button AI tools, effortless wealth overnight. But the truth? Real financial freedom doesn't come from discovering a hidden loophole. It comes from building durable systems. It's a totally different mindset. You have to stop looking for a shortcut and start looking at how to build an actual machine.
So what do these wealth machines actually look like? Well, the systems that truly work usually fall into a few specific buckets. You need systems that sell your product or service 24/7. You need systems that automatically distribute that value, systems that invest your capital so it grows completely on its own, and of course, systems that serve your customers without you having to manually hold their hand through every step. The whole goal here is to create an ecosystem that runs smoothly without you needing to be glued to your laptop every single minute of the day. Moving on to part 2, building the active foundation, or making your very first dollar.
Before we get to the passive stuff, we absolutely have to talk about active income. This is simply trading your time for money. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. If you don't show up, you don't get a paycheck. Now listen, there is zero shame in active income. In fact, it is exactly where pretty much everyone needs to start. But it has a fundamental flaw. It's strictly capped by a 24-hour ceiling. You can hustle harder, you can pick up a side gig, you can work weekends, but eventually you are literally going to run out of hours in the day. Because of that hard ceiling, your very first goal on this journey is not to build some massive passive empire. Honestly, your first goal is just to create breathing room in savings. If you're stressed about making rent at the end of the month, you shouldn't be obsessing over making 5 grand a day while you sleep. Instead, you want to aggressively focus on boosting your active income. Go learn a high-paying skill like sales, digital marketing, coding, or video editing. Right now, your most valuable asset is you. Your skill generates income, that income builds your savings, and those savings buy you the runway you desperately need to eventually build the big stuff.
Which brings us to part 3, the power of leverage, and moving from time to systems.
If you want to understand wealth, you absolutely have to understand leverage. Leverage basically means putting in the sweat and effort once to potentially create value over and over again. Let's think back to that video editing skill we just talked about. If you're doing all the editing yourself, that's just active income. But what happens when you have too many clients? You can either burn out or you can use leverage. You create editing templates, you standardize your workflows, you hire a junior editor, maybe build a whole agency. Suddenly, your initial work has built a system that operates even when you step away from the keyboard. And a prime example of this kind of leverage is digital products. We're talking online courses, templates, spreadsheets, design packs, or even software tools. Think about it. You spend maybe a few weeks building it one time, but you have the potential to sell it thousands of times. But, and this is a big but, don't get distracted by the word digital. Literally, nobody cares that you made a PDF just for the sake of making one. They only care if that PDF solves a very real, very specific problem for them. So the question isn't what can I sell, the real question is what problem can I solve?
All right, part 4, digital assets and audiences, where attention becomes an asset.
Building an audience these days, whether that's on YouTube,
social media, or an email newsletter can be ridiculously powerful. But here's a massive trap people fall into. They build an audience just for the vanity metrics, just to rack up followers to stroke their ego. Don't do that. You need to build an audience around a problem. If you're making content about personal finance, for example, your audience is likely there because they want to get out of debt or finally understand their taxes. When you consistently help them solve those problems week after week, you earn genuine trust. And trust, that is the real asset that eventually leads to monetization. But hey, as you start monetizing all that attention, I gotta give you a quick insider warning. Please, do not be fooled by those flashy screenshots online showing $10,000 in daily sales. Revenue is just what comes in the front door, but what did it actually cost them to get it? Think about the ad spend, the software subscriptions, customer refunds, taxes, paying contractors, Profit is what's left over after the business pays all its bills. Wealth is what you actually get to keep. So always keep in mind, revenue and profit are two completely different beasts.
Okay, part 5. Let's break down the wealth building roadmap step by step.
Everything starts with a rock-solid foundation. Step 1, increase your earning power. Do not ignore your day job. That active paycheck is the fuel that funds this whole operation. Step 2, build an emergency cushion. You need that safety net so one bad week doesn't completely wipe you out. Step 3, crush any expensive, high-interest debt that's eating away your cash flow. And step 4, start investing consistently. You don't need to be the next Wall Street genius here. You just need a straightforward strategy you can actually stick with to get your money working in the background. Once that foundation is locked in, you turn on the engine. Step 5, pick one scalable skill. Just one. Don't try to learn coding and copywriting and dropshipping all at once. Master one thing and turn it into an offer. Step 6, build a system around that offer, using templates, automation, and eventually a team. Step 7 is distribution. Build an audience or an email list, because honestly, the greatest product in the world makes $0 if nobody knows it exists. Step 8, turn your cash flow into assets. Don't just go buy a nicer car, invest that extra cash so it secures your future. And finally, step 9, repeat. Honestly, this is the boring part. True wealth building usually looks a lot more like staring at a dull spreadsheet than partying on a yacht. But boring is exactly where the magic happens.
Which brings us to our final section, the reality of freedom and what it actually takes. I absolutely love this quote from the source material. The work comes first, the system comes second. It perfectly hits the nail on the head regarding what those make money while you sleep videos conveniently skip over. The beginning of this journey, it is heavily active. You are going to work late nights. You're going to launch products to crickets. You'll pitch clients and hear no more times than you can count. The passive stuff comes way later. The work comes first, the system comes second, the automation comes third, and only then do you get the scale that actually lets you step away.
And when you finally do reach that beautiful point of scale, you'll be tapping into a few key forms of leverage. You can leverage technology and software to automate tasks. You can leverage content like articles or videos that live on the internet working for you forever. You can leverage capital, literally using money to make more money. You can leverage employees and wide distribution networks. And ultimately, you leverage time. By stacking all these different forms of leverage on top of each other, one single person's effort can create a massive output, something completely disproportionate to what they could ever achieve with just their own two hands.
So, before your head hits the pillow tonight, I want you to stop asking how you can magically make $5,000 by tomorrow morning. It is just the wrong question. Ask a much better one. What can I build today that will keep creating value for me tomorrow? Maybe it's finally learning that new skill. Maybe it's launching a YouTube channel, or even just building a more efficient system at your current job. Financial freedom isn't really about just waking up to a fat bank account. It's about knowing your entire future doesn't depend on trading another hour of your life for another dollar. So, with all that in mind, what are you going to build today?